Scorpio, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Remember, guys, there's always an extended video. Scorpio, this is a complex week. Scorpio, complex week with the astrology. Because Pluto is square to the conjunction between the Sun and Venus. And the conjunction between the Sun and Venus is confidence. It's power in your flirtiness. It's power in your confidence for yourself. It's power in your attractiveness. But Pluto is your ruling dignitary. And Pluto is challenging that. It's saying, what are you doing with this power? What are you doing with your ability to entice? And is it working for you? There's a lot of changes that could potentially be happening to you this week, to your romantic partnerships, to how you feel about how you look and what you want to be. Acting upon this sensuality or acting through sensuality could really kind of take over you. And honestly, you could be super powered this week when it comes to being able to take control of somebody else's heart or lower parts, if you know what I'm saying. Mars, which is your traditional ruling dignitary, is in a beautiful trine to this conjunction. So you will be able to make moves. You will be able to get things done. And whatever challenges you put forth, I gotta tell you, it's almost like you'll be able to cast spells on people just based on what you want. Very strong, very powerful in desires. Not in desires, but in creating desires in others. Life is speeding up. Something has slowed down. Freedom is yours. It's not. So are you making yourself stuck? Are you getting yourself stuck by not thinking things through, by not communicating correctly, and by just believing what you want to believe instead of really hearing and listening to what is going on and what has been going on? When you are so powerful and when you are so strong, you can sometimes put a spell on yourself. And that's something that you want to avoid, because I gotta warn you, sitting here from the objective perspective, when a Scorpio casts its spell, it's pretty permanent and it's pretty all-consuming. So if you've done that to yourself and you've deceived yourself, this will be the time when Pluto will break through and make you realize all the crap that you actually have to work through to get you back to real, true happiness. So let's get into the cards, guys. Remember, if you like this video, hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And please comment below. You guys know I love to hear what you have to say and how all of this energy impacts you every week. We have a lot of reversals here. Watch out, please. Watch out, because there is something deceptive here. Now, based on the astrology, it could be self-deceptive, but this is sometimes a very manipulative energy. Could be Sagittarian in its zodiac orientation, but not necessarily. It just signifies that somebody is being wily and deceitful. FYI. We're going to get into that. Okay, lots of emotions going on. Lots of emotions going on, and you didn't feel really good about it. In other words, somebody was stirring up emotions in you, or somehow so much power. These emotions had so much power that you got a little bit defensive. This is something that you really wanted or really desired, or a person that you're dealing with. Really, you if it's somebody else, you would be able to feel their emotions. You feel how much they desire you or how much they really want you. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be, you know, this person wants to hire you. You absolutely know you're their prime candidate, but at the same time, there's some defensive-ness. You are something new. You are something that might be off the cusp or a little bit awkward, or not the obvious choice up front. So there's a little bit of defensiveness here. Now, this happened a little bit in the past. And then we have give with gratitude and grace and be generous of spirit. So this is first of all, the feeling of a lot of confidence and a lot of power, and you put your all into this. And I got to say, it absolutely did work. It felt like you really showed up and you really put it all out there, and you were true to being very generous and very kind. So this is an energy of being impressed by somebody, or somebody being impressed with you for all the right reasons. They're generous, they're strong, they're courageous, they're philanthropic, they care about others, they put their all into things. So this is really this is a real positive from what I see right now. A real positive, and yet there's a little bit of defensiveness there. That defensiveness can come from a lot of places, correct? It could come from past traumas. It could come from past experiences. Oh, this is too good to be true. This can't be happening. Or that they were dealing with something where, they didn't want to let themselves get too involved or too emotional or rush in too quickly, because they had to, especially if it was a job, they had to follow a specific criteria or a specific procedure. So, but what I want to say, the message that I want to deliver right now, is that this is a real beautiful energy. This is the energy of somebody who is absolutely, yes, true in their exceptionality, and good and honest and kind, and they would be very charismatic and very attractive for whatever role you were trying to fill with them, or they are seeing you this way, but they've got to move a little bit slow. And so we come back to this card, life is speeding up. Rushing in or pushing things in this situation, not going to be good. And if you have pushed things, you will confront or be forced to confront the ways that things have been pushed or moved too quickly. Listen, we just got out of a Mercury retrograde. It is not smart to, also Pluto just went direct. It's not smart to push things during retrogrades. If you do, then they will eventually snap and break, especially when their planets and their planetary energies go direct and everything is moving, and anything that was built and rushed will just crackle into pieces. So that could be what's happening right now. It doesn't mean that something is broken. It doesn't mean that something is over, but it does mean that you're going to have to confront the shoddy construction and the rushed patch jobs. If you rushed into a relationship, this is when all of those things that you didn't know about the person, or crazy aspects of your personality and your character, would come up, and you would have to deal with them, and they would challenge you to do better, right? And think deeper and go deeper and do more and be, I guess, basically more sincerely yourself. Right, so this is that kind of way, that kind of thing where you actually are like, maybe you became somebody else, right? You became somebody else in order to get what you wanted. That this doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody that you're dealing with, and then you realize what situation you got into, and now you have to be truly and honestly, ridiculously yourself. And how does that fit into this fictitious situation that I put myself into? And now I have to deal with all of those things. So yeah, we're setting up the stage here. However, beautiful things are happening. And I'll tell you, that's the infusion of that Mars energy. When Mars and Venus are trine, and Mars is trine the sun, there's really nothing that you can't get done, or that you can't figure out, that you can't work out. And you have so much vitality and energy to be able to deal with all these things. So if you are, and all of these things are going to be coming up to you this week, but you're going to be able to be productive about it. They're not going to, even if they swarm you, they're not going to drown you, and they're not going to get the best of you. You will have the ability, you will have the power to be able to handle them and be able to make the most out of these situations. Sweet results await. This is the Sun card. It's a Leo energy. It also says those who do the work get the honey. So working really hard on something, somebody is working really hard to make things beautiful, is what I'm hearing in my head. Turn knowledge into wisdom. This is deep emotion and deep understanding. So I think what somebody's working hard on, this is the sun and the moon basically sitting together. So somebody is working very, very hard on being true to oneself and true to one's inner self, not just the outer expression of the self. The two are in synchronicity. Now, right now in the sky, the sun and the moon are in direct opposition to each other. It's the full moon energy, the full moon in Aries that we just experienced on Sunday. But I think that brought about a lot of, it brought a lot of truths to light. It brought a lot of things up to the surface. And a full moon in Aries would really impact you guys. Why? Because it's in Aries. And Mars is always encouraged and influenced by whatever is happening with Aries. And Mars is your traditional ruling dignitary. So what does that mean? Lots of shit for you to deal with. Lots of emotion coming up. Lots of sensuality. When you have the sun and the moon together, there's high sex drive. There's high desirability. When they're in conflict with each other, it's, was I true? What did my ego want? What my ego pursued? Was it true to the inner self and who I truly am? And now that's all coming out. And how can I integrate the true self into the egotistical self, or has too much of a mess been made? Be loyal to what you love. This is Cancerian energy. Cancerian rules the moon. If you're having any issues with your emotions, this is the kind of thing that you want. What is this telling you guys? It's telling you guys nurture. Almost parent this situation. Take it from the perspective of a parent dealing with a child. Take all of this craziness as newness. As, okay, it doesn't know where to go. It needs direction. If I handle this with care and I handle this tenderly, I can nurture this situation. So take this, all the craziness that's come up, and look at it as, how can I nurture it? How can I cure it? How can I heal it? How can I help it? This is also something really close to home, really maternal. So who is this? This is what I want to know. Think on your feet. Let's look into this, into the future a little bit. We'll get there for a second. Who is this fox character? So you have the dog, which is loyalty, and the fox in reverse, which is deception. I feel like this is self-deception. Sticking up for what you love, fighting for what you want. So that's what the cards are saying. You have to be sincere and true right now. You have to tell the truth. You have to be honest. Or somebody that you're dealing with is finally going to find the courage to be honest. Yes, they did deceive you. What will you do with that deception? Where will you go from there? It looks like you still have high hopes for the situation, and that you should. But you shouldn't bend in terms of settling your morals or your ethics. But can you believe that somebody else can catch up to you? Or can you believe that somebody else is still able to do what needs to be done to be the best of themselves? Well, you shouldn't believe anything. You should believe what you see. That's where I'm going to step in and tell you guys, don't believe nobody's bullshit or promises. Like, for real, the only thing you should believe is what you see. Now, what it looks like is that there will be effort and energy to make up for this. There will be effort and energy. I'm not giving up. It's almost like when something is revealed and something is exposed, suddenly that motivates somebody to go into overdrive and be like, holy crap, I don't want to lose this. Holy crap, I don't want to let this go. I don't want this to be ruined. I may have just completely fucked things up. But it's interesting how in fucking things up or realizing how you fuck things up, there can become the motivation. All of a sudden there can become the realization of just how important something is to you. So that's that double-edged sword that your week is hanging upon, right? Is that it falls apart and it crumbles when something is exposed. But now all of it's almost like that needed to happen in order to show somebody just how important you are to them, or vice versa, how important they are to you. And yes, please do apply this to your career. It could be just like all of a sudden you get another job offer, you get another job opportunity, and it's that call that you make or that email, hi, I've just been offered another position, I haven't heard back from you guys. That would send them into motivation to say, okay, we got to act quickly, you know, have you accepted the offer, etc., etc., because we are still interested in you. We were just caught up in procedure. That's the kind of energy that's going around now. Because there's always more. There could be somebody deceiving you to try to suck you in. Or you're doing this to somebody, right? That's not off. Like, they could be somebody just like sending out that email, faking, oh, I got a job offer from somebody else, just to see where you're at. Or letting a text message slip so that the right person sees it, to see, oh, somebody else is interested in me, you better make your decision really quickly. So let me know in the comments below, because I'd like to see how this is playing out and what perspective it's playing out. You have kind of the more straightforward way where the deception is revealed and it makes somebody realize, I don't want to lose what I just fucked up. Or somebody is deceiving to threaten to lose, to threaten the loss so that they get what they want. So this is something to be honestly very aware of. But the positions in the cosmos, you will be able to discern deception. And deception will be very easily revealed, okay? So we have, stick by your morality and stick by what you aspire to be. Do not rest on your laurels and do not lower your standards, not for any reason. Now, at this point, that turnaround point, truth is very important. Because, like I said, whoever's doing the deceiving, the truth is going to come out. So it's going to be something that you have to face, or it's going to be addressed anyway. So let's go back to the metaphor of the job interview, right? That sense of sending out that false email to say, oh, I got a job offer by somebody else. They might call you out on it, right? They may say, oh, what company was it for? Or they might say, there might be somebody on their hiring board that knows that company isn't even hiring. That kind of thing. So whatever kind of subterfuge has been going on, whatever kind of attempted deception, it's going to be revealed. And whoever was the deceiver is going to feel the full pressure of that deception. So let's keep going, because there's more cards on the table. A rebirth is assured. This is all still looking very optimistic in that there is a way for you to come out of this. There is a way, even if you got whoever got caught out, there is a way. It's almost like that is the impetus, that is the catalyst right now. That getting called out, that getting discovered is what actually brings you closer to your truth, or the way you really wanted the situation to happen. We have open to infinite possibilities is saying keep your mind open. It's also saying, this is the star card, so what is your wish? It's almost like in some ways an old wish is coming back and getting revitalized. Now, Pluto has gone direct. And Pluto was kind of in that PI mode, figuring things out, like learning things, digging in deep. Now you may be coming to the surface to be able to actually take action on things. Watch your words, watch what you say. People will listen. They're also going to take you very seriously in everything that you say. This is somebody is going to throw your words back up into your face. This is a parrot. They're going to just repeat what you've said to them. They won't forget it. And this is something that you need to be very aware of, or you are going to remember their words. Remember what they said. Watch your words, and sometimes life stings. This is also Scorpionic energy. That sense of the ouch, that sense of the, but it's still defensive, right? Wasp, sometimes life stings. Watch your words. These two together are about saying something that could hurt somebody. So all of this could have been something that somebody said just to get a reaction out of somebody. But could you do better? Could they do better? Somebody's going to really want to eat their words. Going to really, really regret what they've said. Or the things that they've done, but especially what they've spoken, and come back and do the right thing. Okay. Scorpio. Let's get a moon card. Remember, guys, the links to the extended are right below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you know when I upload your favorite content. Let's get into the moon cards. We're going to go over to the extended and put all of this into context, into each aspect of your life. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the extended.